Human nature. Humanity is about the principles and intentions that are used for the benefit of people. Often, when I talk about the human race, a lot goes in my mind because I suppose we're the product of a complex life form and we come from a complex life. So, this is what creates all kinds of complexity. Since the beginning of time, from a Bible perspective, when God made Adam and Eve, He made them to serve the principles which were intended for them to follow, but obviously they disobeyed Him and chaos was unleashed. So this shows us in a sense that we live in the faces of existence with an unclear mind of existence, like our mother and father were. In general, and as a result of this blindedness of our own nature, we've left a big void that, in my view, contains many forms of discovery, like separation from one another, mysticism, sacrifice, etc., all of which is within the scale of time and contains meaning behind it. My belief is there is a beginning and an end, that whatever's happening is antecedent from the previous thing, and there is a revelation, like an unfolding of reality. Marion Williamson says, when you're talking about someone's spiritual issues, you're talking about someone's psyche, and that people are holding a space for the possibility that you're saying something that will deeply affect how they look at the world and how they behave in the world, to show that we have behavioral patterns that we move towards. I meant to say, which to show that we have behavioral patterns that we move towards, and it indicates the nature of our being, which makes me wonder how insidious this ideology within which we unconsciously live is. For us to accept ideas such as political nature makes me wonder it's everywhere that we're breathing an invisible gas and we're bewildered by an invisible ideology. And I also think it promotes a culture where individualism is worshipped. The idea that you make your own luck and what you want is best because you deserve it. The idea of personal success is so embedded and prevents us from thinking in terms of collective identity, and therefore encourages the worst aspects of our being. So now people are realizing where this mentality has gotten us, particularly to the extent where it infuses our economies, to the extent where money has such an undue influence on our governments. And Marion says, society changes because a small group of people, usually considered outrageous radicals by the status quo of their time, have a better idea. And if the collective behavioral patterns are maladaptive for the survival of the species, then it will either go extinct or it will change. So there's the introduction of the mutation, and the mutation is never the majority, but the only survivable option.